you like to speak with us?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark and Diane, for your kind words, and thank you for nominating me. I'd also like to thank Gary for sharing some of his vision with us tonight. You know, most of all, I'd like to thank the rest of you for coming. My friends, my neighbors. I'm sure many of you were drawn here by some of the same things that I've been concerned about since we've been governed by the McNeil Liberals since 2013. I've lived in Millwood since 1993. We returned to Nova Scotia when the film and television industry started to grow. And I've spent my career working as an editor and as a colorist. I never thought I'd find myself involved in politics, honestly. But the McNeil Liberals have left their ugly stain on every member of my family. As a nurse, Diane's been working without a contract since I think 2014. That's the latest contract I can find when I look online. Our youngest son, Joe, he just started university this year. He's in a program that faced the largest tuition increase of any of the programs at Dell. That was a surprise, you know. How do you budget for that? Well, now, you know, you have to make a little bit of sacrifice. My other son, Byron, he's also in the film and television industry. In 2015, he made 2 offers on a house in Dartmouth, and then the rumors started flying about possible big changes coming to the film tax credit. So with that kind of uncertainty, he didn't want to own a home. He's since left the province. The film industry has been set back at least 20 years. For every dollar that was spent under that old film tax credit, about $7 came back into the province. This was $7 of new money that was never here before. Shows are sold to companies in Ontario, Alberta, the United States. This was new wealth going directly into our economy. We need those good film jobs back, and we need to nurture other good paying jobs, jobs that'll keep our sons and daughters here at home in Nova Scotia, so they don't have to move to Alberta or Ontario or BC to be able to raise a family. And today, you need a post-secondary education more than ever. And that's why the NDP are resolved to eliminate tuition at the province's community college. But long before a child reaches the college age, there's still that investment that our teachers have been asking for so that our children can build their lives on a solid foundation. Our son Joe, we adopted him in Ukraine. He didn't speak a word until he came home with us, so he was a little bit behind, and he had struggles with reading in school. So the school provided the usual services, you know, with a resource teacher, and you know, they did the best they could with what they had, but it just wasn't enough. So we enrolled Joe in a private after-school reading program in Halifax. As a result, Joe finished grade 6 at or above expected outcomes. And Joe went on to finish high school, graduating with high honors and a scholarship to Dalhousie University. Our son's a living testimony of what happens when we make the appropriate investment in the education of our children. Capitalism tries to tell us the most important thing is the bottom line. It's always about the bottom line. You know, I got on a plane the other day, and there was a guy behind me that was just mortified me. He goes, yeah, you know, alternative energy, that's the future, but it's kind of volatile right now. And oh no, we'll invest in that. We're capitalists. We'll do anything to make money. It's only about the bottom line. It ignores facts that can't be quantified on a balance sheet. Like when you invest in education, you have people who leave the school system as contributing members to society rather than as burdens. An economy reaps great benefits when there's a strong investment in education. I spent some time as a broadcast consultant working in Finland, and I found living in a socialist democracy was an eye-opener. It's everything the NDP has ever told us is possible and more. Finland provides tuition-free education to the highest level, even for foreign students. They have universal daycare. Their healthcare focuses on prevention rather than just cures. There's no legislated minimum wage in Finland because they have strong unions and collective agreements. Finns get 30 paid vacation days a year, plus 14 statutory holidays. We don't even get the same number of holidays as the rest of Canada. And every working day, Finns get a coupon from their employers to pay for their lunch at a restaurant. At the same time, businesses thrive. You've heard of Nokia? They invented the snow tire and the cell phone. They're from Finland. Every time you use paper, this paper is made with machines that are in Finland. Business thrives in that environment with very productive and very happy workforce. I think we need to really look at Finland as an example of what is possible. And if we truly want a just and egalitarian society, we have to stop listening to leaders who tell us what we can't do and find someone who keeps us focused on what we can do. And as I've gotten to know Gary, I feel strongly he's that man. Gary is not just a leader. He's also a servant with a heart for people. I see three fundamental things lacking in the McNeil Liberals: respect, integrity, and vision. We need a premier and MLAs who will listen to the concerns of every Nova Scotian, not just the elite, not just the Chamber of Commerce. We need a government who will negotiate in good faith with our teachers, our healthcare workers, and our civil servants. We need a greater vision than austerity. Our generation needs to leave something greater to our children than a balanced provincial budget at the sacrifice of their education and the well-being of their grandparents. I'm a cancer survivor. That episode made me realize that the only thing that really matters is life. And the only thing we can leave this life with is what we've done for others. There's a scripture that keeps my compass on course. And these are the words of Jesus. It's so simple. If everybody lived by this, we'd solve most of our problems. It's known as the Golden Rule, which says, do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. I'm your neighbor, and I care about you. If I become your MLA, you will receive respectful and responsible representation that responds to you. I will be your ear to listen, and I will be your voice to speak out. And when the NDP forms the next government, we'll be working hard to make a better future for all Nova Scotians.